Hello friends, today we will learn about the more basic concepts of C language. Let's start. There are few points to remember while writing C programs. First one is each instruction in a C program is written as a separate statement. Therefore, a complete C programs will be a combination of the number of series of the statements. Like if we are writing one statement, then it should be in the one line, second statement should be in the second line, and third in the third line. Next is the statement in a program must appear in same order. Means if we want to add two numbers first, then that statement should come first, and if we want to subtract these two numbers, then that statement should come after that, and if we want to multiply, then that will be after. Like if in some case it is required the subtraction first, then we will write the subtraction step first. After that we will, if we required multiplication, then we will write that instruction, and after that if we require the addition, then we will write the addition instruction. In the third point, remember that blank spaces may be inserted between two words to improve the readability. If we want to write enter the number, then that should be like enter the number. Not like that, enter the number. So it is difficult to read this sentence as compared to this one. Fourth point to remember is all statements are entered in the small case letters. If we want to write some statement, that should be in small letters. Small letters you know very well. N is written here is in small. If we write it like this, then it is in the capital letter. So all the statements should be entered in the small case letters. Fifth point is C has no specific rules for the position at which a statement is to be written. That is why it is often called the free form language. Means a statement can be written at anywhere. And the sixth point is every C statement must end with a semicolon. Means a semicolon is a must to write the instruction. Okay. So next is first program example with C explanation. Let's see this example. Here we have a number of statements like this. So in this program we will learn each and every line step by step. So let's start. In this program you can see this first line. This first line have symbol like this and this. This is for the commenting purpose. So let's see what are these marks. You can see these marks here. If we want to write some comment, then we will enter that comment in these symbols. For example, the first two statements in our examples are comments. You can see it again. These two lines are comments because these lines are written in this form. You can see that this is the starting of the comment and this is the end of the comment. So if we use this symbol, then we can write anything in between these. That will be called as the comment. That will be called as the comment. So next is the comments are not necessary. Comments are not necessary means it is not essential to write the comments, but it is a good practice to begin a program with the comment indicating the purpose of the program. Like in the example we can see that here we write the title of the program, that what are going to do. Here in this program the author want to calculate the simple interest, and author will write his name and the date when he is going to write the program. Although these things are not necessary, but it gives the user to learn that this program is used for what. So we can write here, we can write in these lines that this program is for this purpose. The third point is any number of comments can be written at any place in the program. For example, here we can see that this comment is written before this formula. In the second line, this comment is written after the formula, and in the third line this comment is written in between the formula. In the first line it is in the starting, in the second line it is at the last, and in the third line we can see that the comment is in between. Comment is in between the formula. So all these three are acceptable in the C language. So we will see what are the advantages of the comments. Often programs seems to ignore writing of the comments. When we start writing, we just start to write the program, we ignore the comments. That is not good practice. We should write the comments, because in that case if we have a team of some members like 4, 5, 10, and if one member writes some lines of the program, then other member can understand the program by reading those comments. Other point is comments cannot be nested. Like if we start the comment, then that should be end here. Not like this that we have start 1, we have start second, we have start second, we have end second, and we have end the first. Means the comments cannot be nested. It is invalid. A comment can be split over more than one line. We can write a comment in number of lines. Like here we start the comment, we write 2 words, after that we write 2 words in the next line and 1 word in the third line. In this way, until the compiler found this symbol of ending the comment, it will take all those lines in the comment. Means it is all in the comment. Such a comment is often called the multi-line comment. In some cases we have to write a number of lines to explain our one statement, then we will use a start comment, and where it stops there we have to give the end of the comment. Next is, so in this program we have learnt about these comments. Now we will go to the third line, main. Why we write here this main and the parentheses. So you can see here that what is the role of the main. Main is a collective name given to the set of the statements. Like these are the statements what we want from the compiler to execute. So before this we have to write this main and the parentheses. It cannot be anything else. It can't be anything else. We must have to write this part. We must have to write this part in every program. Means every program will have this statement main and the parentheses within a pair of the braces. Means after writing these we have to use these braces. One brace is this and this is the other brace. So we have to use this and these two braces in each and every program. And in between we can write a number of statements. Like here it is shown the 3 statements. So if we have the 10 statements, then we have to write the 10 statements, and after that we have to close that brace. In the second point we can see, technically speaking, main is a function. Means each program has a function of main. This function will be available in each and every program of C language. Every function has a pair of parentheses. These parentheses. So any variable used in the program must be declared before using it. Like int pn will be written here after these two. Next is role of the semicolon and arithmetic operators. So in the program we have studied these things. Now we will study about the operators. Here we have written some formula. What are these symbols? These symbols are the arithmetic operators. This symbol is used for the multiplication and this symbol is used for the division. Likewise in C we have addition operator, we have subtraction operator. For addition we use plus sign, for subtraction we use minus sign. And you can see this semicolon is written in every statement. Like if we are declaring float, here we use this, here we use this, here we use this. So in each and every statement we have to use the semicolon. This is also told in this that semicolon is must to terminate the statement. So next is, so we have discussed here that plus is for addition, minus for subtraction, star is for multiplication and slash is for division. These are the arithmetic operators. Next is what is the printf. In program we can see that what is this. This part we have covered. Now we have to check that what is the printf and why we write it like this. So for this, once the value of the SI is calculated, we have implemented the formula principal into rate of interest into time divided by 100. So after that we have to print this value of simple interest. So for displaying, there is no any output statement in the C language. all the outputs on the screen is achieved by using ready-made library functions. So printf is a ready-made library function. So that by using this printf function, we have to print the value of the simple interest, which here we write like SI here. So the general form of printf function is printf, these inverted commas, and the format of the string. Like it can be an integer, it can be a float, it can be a character. So for float, for int we will use the %d. You can see here %d is for printing integer values. %f is used for printing real values, means float values, and %c is for printing character value. Okay, and after that we have to put this comma and here the list of the variables. Like if we want to print the SI, we will write here SI, we will write here %f, because we take simple interest in the float format and everything is okay. So in short we have to write print f %f and SI. So it will print the value of the simple interest which is calculated through the formula. Now you can see it in the program. Here it is. So this is the format of the string, this is the variable which we have to print the, and this SI is of type float, so we use here %f. If we have to print the principal P, so we will write %d and P. In this way we can print the principal. If we want to print the number of years, so we will write here n. If we want to print rate of interest, then we will write here only R. Instead of it we will use the R. So this program is explained in these slides. Next we will take the printf can done a number of things, like here we can see if we have to print the float number we have to use %f. If we want to all the values like P, N, R and SI, then we have to give the format of that string. Like if P is of integer type, then we will write %d here, N is of %d, R is of %f and SI is of %f. So in a single statement of printf we will print the all these four values. In the third example we can see that simple interest will be written, but like here the output will be simple interest is equal to and RS, and after that the value of the SI which is calculated. Means if we have calculated the formula SI, then it will be printed here like this. Likewise we can print these values as like principal is equal to this and rate is equal to this. This output will be like this. Firstly we will find the output print is equal to 1000. This value can be anything which will be entered. Like in our program if we see, it is given here 1000. So it will be print is equal to 1000 and n is equal to 3 if it is n. But here it is rate, so it will be rate is equal to, it will take the rate from this, it will take print from this, equal from this and equal from this, and the values of 1000 will be here from this statement and r from this statement. And a new thing of this is in this statement. This is called the backslash n. Backslash n. It is called the new line. Backslash n is the new line and it takes the cursor to the next line. Means if we want to print this statement, this will taken from this, equal is this, value is from this, and after that on occurring this slash n, our cursor will come to this statement. Means it will come to the this point, and here it will write the rate, it will write here equal sign, and this will be printed from this value r, and the value will be printed here. So this is the several escape sequence available in the C. It is one of them. Like we have exit, we have jump, we have switch statements. So one of them is slash n. It split the over two lines. You get the output in two lines. Next is printf. Again printf. Printf cannot only print the value of the variables, it can also print the result of the expression. Like we can write directly expression here. This is the value, it will be printed. This is also the expression. 3 plus 2 is the 5. So in the in output, answer will be like 3, 5. And if there is some value of C, so it will be written here, and A plus B, all this is the one expression, so answer will be written here. Next is the compilation and the execution. Once we write the program, we have to compile it. Assuming that you are using a Turbo C or the Turbo C++ compiler, means mostly we use the Turbo C++ compiler. Here are the steps that you need to follow the compile and execute the first C program. So first step is start the compiler using C prompt. The compiler tc.exe is usually present in this directory. This directory can be changed. If you want to save the programs in another folder, then you can change the path. After that, select the new from the file menu. You will go to the tab and take the new file to write the program. After that, you will type the program, like as I shown today. Here the simple interest program, you will write that program. After that, save the program by pressing the F2 key under a proper name. Like you can give the name program1.c, or you can name it by your name, like Mohan.c. This extension is must. This extension must. You can write here anything, but the extension must be .c. After that, you will press the Ctrl plus F9 to compile and execute the program. Remember it, Ctrl plus F9 to compile and execute. After that you will press the, if there is no error, if after pressing Ctrl plus F9 there is no error, then go to sixth step and press the Alt plus F5 for the output. You will see the output in the output window by pressing Alt plus F5. But if there is some error, then you have firstly to remove that error to go this step. Before going this step, you must have to clear all errors. Next is receiving input. Receiving input. What is receiving input? In the previous program, we can see we have given the values P is equal to 1000, N is equal to 3 and R is equal to 8.5. These were the values given in the previous program. Here you can see. So this program will calculate the simple interest for these three values. But if you want to use different values for at different times and to make these program as a generalized program, you have to give the input through the keyboard. So this can be done by receiving inputs. To make the program general, the program itself should ask the user to supply the values of P, N and R through the keyboard during execution. This can be achieved using the function called scanf. Till we have studied the printf. Now a new command has come here, which is scanf. It is used to receive the input. Printf output the values to the screen, whereas scanf receives from the keyboard. This can be seen in this program. Here, this is the commenting part. This is the main function. This is the starting braces. This is the variable declaration. And I will write here variable declaration. This is the comment section. Comment can be given anywhere. Like we can give here comment that enter value of P and R. So on screen, after this message, in the output it will be displayed enter values of P and R. The compiler will ask the values from the user and it will be received through this statement scanf. Here we will write %d for the P, again the same like of the data types, %d for the N and F for the rate, because because R is float and P and N are the integer type. So for integer type we use the %d, float type we use the %f, which is used here corresponding to these values, P for these, N for these and R for these. Here is the formula, same, this is also same as the previous. This part and this part is same, but these two lines are different from the previous program. These two lines are required to receive the input from the user. The printf outputs the message enter the values of P and R. We have not used any expression in printf, which means that using the expression in printf is optional. Means in this printf we have some expression, but in this printf we don't have such expressions like %f, %d or any other after this comma. So this is for the printing purpose only. As we will write in these inverted commas, it will be seen in the screen. And in this case of printf, the value of calculated value of SI will be printed. Note that this function is the ampersand, and function is ampersand before the variables in the scanf. Here you can see it, ampersand, ampersand, ampersand before the variables. Why we use it? Because it is a address of the operator. Ampersand is an address of the operator. It gives the location number used by the variable in the memory. As we discussed in the previous post that there is some data, its name, or you can say location name, its address. So this ampersand refers to this address. It gives the location number used by the variable in a memory. When we use ampersand A, we are telling scanf at which memory location should it store the value supplied by the user. All the data entered through the keyboard will be saved at this location. Note that a blank, a tab or a new line must separate the values supplied to scanf. Note that the blank is creating using a spacebar. Blank can be created by a spacebar. Tab using the tab key which is in the left side of the keyboard, and a new line using the enter key. So if we give spaces here, tab here or enter here, we will find that the value will be taken like that. So the three values separated by the blank, these means when we will enter when the user will be enter the values, he can use the enter key, he can use the space bar, he can use the tab key. All these threes are allowed while entering the values. In our example, there are three values are demanded, P, N and R. If we write the value of the P 1000, then we have to give the space, or we have to give the enter key, or we have to press the tab key before entering the value of N. We can't type like this 1005. We have to firstly type the 1000, and for value of N which is 5, we have to use the enter, we have to use the tab key, we have used to the space bar key. So after enter we can type the 5. After that again we have to use one of these three things, and we have to enter the value of R, which was 8.5, or can be anything which user want to enter. So thank you for today. This will be our today's video. Learn this and try at home on your compiler.